What's up, guys? Welcome back to PhillyCheeseGaming. My name is Philip, but you can call me PhillyCheese. Today we're going to be taking a look at my very first Fallout 4 character build guide. We're going to be creating a character based on Sam Fisher from the Splinter Cell stealth action games. As with all of my character builds, we're going to take a look at what it is that defines the character, the target playstyle, and the perks, stats, and equipment you'll need to achieve that playstyle. We'll then wrap up with a brief discussion on role-playing the character build. This build is special to me because I really enjoyed Splinter Cell Conviction and Splinter Cell Blacklist. I've played the older Splinter Cell games, but for me, Conviction really got the formula right. In the two most recent games, Sam Fisher really ramped up his lethality, and that makes for a really fun game experience. We're going to be using the systems of Fallout 4 to recreate not only the Sam Fisher character, but the deadly cat and mouse stealth playstyle that I enjoyed so much in Splinter Cell. Our Sam Fisher character is going to focus on being stealthy, deadly, and precise. The playstyle we're going for is going to use silenced weapons and stealth to sneak around the battlefield, land sneak attack criticals, and then disappear into the shadows again. Sam has a mark and execute ability in the Splinter Cell games that allows him to mark and then automatically one-shot enemies, and we're going to be using perks and VATs to do the same thing in Fallout 4. It's going to be a somewhat patient playstyle, as you're going to want to try and avoid open combat whenever possible. Much like in the Splinter Cell games, our Sam Fisher is going to be something of a glass cannon, which means he can deal out heaps of damage but cannot take a lot of hurt in return. Our essential perks for this build are going to be Sneak, Ninja, Gunslinger, and Rifleman. Sneak is obviously important for stealth. You're going to want to stay hidden as often as possible, so the faster you can level up Sneak, the better. Ninja will increase your sneak attack damage, and sneak attacks are what we're going to be relying on to drop enemies quickly and efficiently. Ninja will require 7 points of agility, so keep that in mind when creating your character. Finally, Gunslinger and Rifleman will help boost your damage overall with non-automatic ballistic weapons. We'll talk more about weapon choices in a minute. If you want to focus on just pistols, you certainly can, but I find the variety and utility of a good rifle to be worth the perk points in Rifleman. You'll need 2 points in Perception for Rifleman. Gunslinger is in the agility tree, so you'll have access to it if you have the 7 agility required for Ninja. The essential perks put you on the path to becoming a seriously deadly special ops agent, but to really emulate the mark and execute system of the later Splinter Cell games, you're going to need to get some luck perks as well. A luck score of 7 is a hefty investment, but it will allow you to take better criticals and critical banker, which will allow you to one-shot even the toughest enemies at will. Remember, criticals are not only devastating in terms of damage, but they also always hit. You can use criticals to headshot enemies for instant kills, even if your VAT's accuracy percentage is low. Once you get these perks under your belt, the build becomes insanely powerful. Some other perks to keep in mind include Gun Nut at Intelligence Rank 3. This is practically an essential perk, as you'll need to rank this up in order to put suppressors on your weapons. It is possible to stealth without silenced weapons, but it's obviously much more difficult. Locksmith at Perception Rank 4 will allow access to better firing positions and hiding places. If you feel like investing more in Perception, Night Person will give you bonuses between the hours of 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. in-game, and the second rank will give you night vision while sneaking, which can be seen as representative of Sam's night vision goggles. Armorer at Strength Rank 3 will allow you to customize armor to fit in with the look we're going for and increase your survivability, but is not required for this build by any means. Our equipment for this build is going to allow us to both look and operate like Sam Fisher. You're going to want to wear a Brotherhood of Steel uniform, the dark green one, not the red one, and you can supplement this with a leather chest piece and combat armor arms and legs, as long as you can get them shadowed or make them shadowed. Sturdy combat armor is fine too, but heavy really ruins the aesthetic. I find that the leather combat armor combo looks really cool and provides solid enough protection for when I do break stealth. As far as weapons go, we're basically going to be running a 2-gun build with a silenced 10mm pistol and a silenced shortened combat rifle. You can use any legendary version of these weapons that you find. For example, I use a plasma-infused 10mm pistol for the added damage, and I use a VATS-enhanced combat rifle to get off quick shots in rapid succession in VATS. You're certainly more than welcome to get the Redeemer pistol from the Railroad and use that as well. I just got tired of using it and preferred the beefier look of the modded out 10mm. I find that having both a rifle and a pistol allows for more versatility in combat. The pistol is quicker, and the rifle is more accurate at range. I use reflex sights instead of scopes, as the Splinter Cell games don't really give you sniper rifles. Now before anyone jumps down my throat in the comments section, yes, I realize that I'm missing a big part of Splinter Cell, which is the melee takedowns. You can most definitely get your hands on a good combat knife like Pikmin's blade and tool around with that, and if you feel like going down that route, Blitz will be your best friend. I personally decided to focus more on the ranged stealth, but if you want to play the melee Sam Fisher, you can certainly do it with just a few tweaks to this build. Now we're going to briefly discuss role-playing and factions for this build. Sam Fisher is a hard ass and not someone to trifle with, but he's definitely also a good guy. In the traditional alignment system, I think Sam would be defined as chaotic good. He does good deeds, but doesn't mind going above or around the law or the perceived social norms to do so. Sam is a very violent person, but only unleashes his violence against those who deserve it for one reason or another. Our Sam Fisher character will join the Minutemen, as it provides an opportunity to do good for the whole Commonwealth, and also offers a military structure and support system. If you want to join the Brotherhood for the ultimate in military hierarchy, you can, but I find that the clandestine and secretive nature of the Railroad is a perfect fit for our build. After all, the Railroad is only rumored to exist, with highly trained operatives who excel in covering their tracks and operating from the shadows. And this is basically just like Third Echelon, the top secret organization that employs Sam Fisher in the Splinter Cell games. The Institute is too morally gray for Sam to work with, but playing double agent within the Institute for the Railroad is right up his alley. Finally, I want to take this opportunity to mention that there are some sacrifices we will make within this build to keep it true to Sam Fisher. In this case, we will be sacrificing power armor, heavy weapons, and energy weapons. These are things that don't really exist in the Splinter Cell games and wouldn't make sense for Sam to use. Alright guys, that was my interpretation of a Splinter Cell Sam Fisher build for Fallout 4. Please let me know what you think in the comments section. Are you going to try out this build? Is there anything about it that you would do differently in your own game? And if you have any questions for me, feel free to ask and I'll do my best to answer. We've got more character builds in the works for you, as well as plenty of other content for Fallout 4 and other games. So be sure to subscribe and tell all your friends so they know you were into PhillyCheeseGaming before it was popular. This is PhillyCheese, signing off.
Thanks to you, we don't have to be afraid anymore.
You know, except of deathclaws and mutants, ferals, ambitious mole rats.
Okay, maybe a couple of things to be afraid of.